Okay, so here what we want to do, remember, is we want to convert degrees to radians, okay? Now, to do that, we have to multiply by pi divided by 180 degrees, okay? That's what you want to do. So we convert, and we're going to use that, we're going to do that to convert these angles to radians. All right, so for instance, let's look at 100 degrees, okay? Now for 100 degrees, we want to convert that to radians. So we multiply by pi over 180 degrees. And so we get this. And again, you really don't have to write it in lowest terms with me, mostly because I didn't go over that. You don't have to simplify, in other words. What you should do is eliminate the degree symbol, because when you do this, the degree symbol is gone, okay? You know, they cancel, and you're really left with 100 pi over 180. I do cancel out a factor of 10 from top and bottom, right? Because if you have a 0 at the very end as the last digit, then 10 is a factor. So we get 10 pi over 18. You could take it a step further and divide top and bottom by 2. You know, both numbers are even, and get 5 pi over 9. Okay? So we get 5 pi over 9 here. Okay, I mean, again, if you really want to make sure at least you take away the degree symbols, the notation for the degrees. Also, pi, remember, you don't convert that to a decimal. You know, we don't do that. For 200 degrees, okay, we have 200 degrees, right, times pi over 180 degrees. You know, same thing, we're multiplying by pi over 180 degrees. We get 200 degrees times pi over 180 degrees. And of course, that's just 20 pi over 18. Again, the degree symbols go away. Since 200 and 180 have 0 as their last digit, they each have 10 as a factor. So I canceled, you know, that common factor of 10. We get 20 pi over 18. And you could factor out 2 from top and bottom and cancel. You get 10 pi over 9. Finally, for 300 degrees, same thing. We multiply by pi over 180 degrees. We get 300 degrees times pi over 180 degrees, okay? And as before, you know, the degree symbol we cancel. We could take off a 0 from the top and bottom. So we get 30 pi over 18. I just kept on going because you could take out 2 as a common factor and get 15 pi over 9. And then 15 and 9 have a common factor of 3. So I took that out as well. All right, any questions on that? Okay. For number 2, oh, there we go. Now you're basically going the other way, right? You're going from radians to degrees, right? Here we went from degrees to radians. Now we're going the other way. So now you have to multiply by 180 degrees over pi. That's what you have to do next. Okay, that's good. So what do? For 4 pi over 5, we're going to multiply by 180 degrees over pi. Now, hopefully you can see that the pi symbols cancel, right? Pi here, you're multiplying. Pi's on top here, pi's in the bottom here. So the pi's cancel. The pi's cancel. And you're left with 4 times 180 degrees over 5. That's what you're left with. Okay? And if you multiply the top, you get 720 degrees. 720 degrees divided by 5 is 144 degrees. So that's what we get here. That's for the first one. All right. For the second one, minus 3 pi over 4, it's essentially the same process, right? You multiply by 180 degrees over pi, okay? The pi's cancel as before. You have minus 3 times 180 degrees over 4, okay? Right, you know, after the pi's cancel, and you multiply, you get negative 540 degrees over 4. You can actually do this calculation, get negative 135 degrees. So we get that. Next is 2 pi over 9. So we have 2 pi over 9 times 180 degrees over pi, right? That's what we get here. So just like before, right? Pi's cancel, we get 2 times 180 degrees over 9, right? And I just went through the calculation and you get 40 degrees. So I didn't make an intermediate step like I did here and here. So, all right, so that's 1 and 2. Are there any questions on that? Okay, so for the next one, number 3, again, for number 3, parts A and B you're going to do now, but let me actually load up the worksheet. There it is. Okay, so 3 you're going to do now, okay? Number 3. You have the triangle here and stuff, and you're going to find these trig functions. So I want everyone to work on 3, parts A and B. It'll take about 5 minutes like before. Then we'll go through it together, okay? So let me stop the recording.